Defenses of the city must hold. Hey, how's it going? My name is Jackie Fish and welcome back to another online battle between me and Pixelated Apollo. We are diving into records mode today and we are going to be seeing who will come out on top on this epic siege battle. I'm going to be playing as the attackers and Apollo is going to be defending the city. In this battle, I thought I'd go for like a nice three-pronged attack and try and catch him off guard, but as you guys will see in the beginning of the battle, he definitely catches me a bit off guard with an epic explosion to this battle. So yeah, let's just run through what I'm bringing today and we'll also see how Apollo is setting up his defenses and then we will dive into this one. I'm really excited for siege battles in Three Kingdoms and especially to see what the modders can do with custom maps, because already these maps are pretty cool. I definitely dig the way that you kind of have like districts set up around the battle map and barricades, which are really tanky in this. It's going to kind of allow the modders to do some really interesting stuff with these battle maps. But we'll start off with my right flank, which is being led by Kong Rong. He is a strategist, and obviously, because we're playing records mode, he has a bodyguard. One of the things I was actually really disappointed about with records mode is that these heroes don't get any abilities. There's nothing. There's no rally, there's no war cry, you know, nothing at all. It's just formations, and that was really disappointing to see. I thought records mode would have that, you know, there's still just some abilities in which, you know, other Total War games do have, and it's kind of a shame they don't. It kind of seems like a missed opportunity for Total War. In his division, he does have some trebuchets right there, and then I also have some mercenary axemen, and these mercenary axemen are going to be being led by Zhang Jing, and she's going to be pushing these guys forward. And again, once again, she is also in a bodyguard as well, leading them forward. Then over on my left hand side, I do have some more shock cavalry just to kind of prevent him from hitting me anywhere. I got some saber militia being brought up, and then the main bulk of my army, I've got Gongsun Zan leading up the rest of my shock cavalry. The front line, I do have some of these heavy shield guards right here, heavy spearmen infantry. So that's going to be kind of my front line and we're pushing forward. Behind that, I have some heavy crossbowmen, and crossbowmen do some insane damage in this. Definitely a unit you want to try and pick up because their range is amazing and their damage is crazy. I also have Zhao Yun as well, a legendary strategist, and leading my army, I have Sun Si, who kind of takes over the main coalition against Cao Cao. And then, yeah, obviously I have this glaive infantry we were talking about right here, the Protectors of the Heaven, some of the strongest offensive units in the game, but they don't really have the ability to repel the enemy if anyone does charge at them, which, as you can see, Apollo does have some very good shock cavalry. He has the mercenary cavalry, and he has Sun Ren, who is amazing on horseback, so yeah, it's going to be painful. Let me just say that. I won't spoil it exactly for you, but yeah, it's going to be deadly. Then for Apollo's defense, he is spearmen on the breaches. Going to be looking to hold that in place for as long as possible. He is crossbowmen on the walls, heavy crossbowmen. You can see that we both realize how strong they are. He has some other cavalrymen set around. He's got axemen and more spearmen over on this left-hand side. And I think he has, I'm not sure who is his main leader in his army. I'm not actually too sure. Maybe it is Sun Ren leading this force. I'm not sure who his commander is, but mine is Sun Si, so I guess we've got brother against sister right now. But without further ado, let's get this battle started. The artillery is going to begin by pounding the walls of everything we've got. Because we are playing with the because we're playing with the siege escalation on, a lot of these walls already start off damaged. He's going to be shooting out his artillery at me, and I'm going to be returning fire right now as well. Can see them shots coming in. A direct hit there on my spearman. That was brutal. But yeah, here we go. Apollo is going to be charging out his cavalry right now. And I don't really have a way to stop this. I have literally nothing to stop this. So what is this general called again? Sun Ren is going to come flying in and absolutely demolish my units. I mean, look at this. The cavalry is just going to rip through me as they just make such a huge dent. I mean, look at the HP drop right now. This shock cavalry is just demolishing me. And you have to be so careful. If you're not braced and if you're not in a good formation, shock cavalry will just take you apart. Like, I needed spearmen here to help repel. The glaive infantry just did not cut it whatsoever, and Apollo is going to take out, you know, this is a lot of money I've just lost in this battle, and that's a really good offensive move right now. Apollo saw that this kind of contingent was off by itself. I thought I could have hidden these guys. Like, I kind of stuck them behind the hill, hoping that he wouldn't be able to see these guys. but he did, and he just took advantage of it. You know, he really did smash into my line, and look how depleted this roster was. I was going to plan on bringing these guys in right towards the end of the battle and trying to catch him off guard and, you know, maybe come around a different direction he wasn't quite expecting whilst these two main assaults go on. But no, he just completely demolished me. I managed to kill one unit of mercenary cavalry, but the majority of them survived, and that was just such a huge trade for him in the defense of this city. Especially because I spent so much money on that unit. It was kind of crazy. For now, though, I'm going to continue to make more breaches. You can see I made another breach right here. I made a breach over there. And I believe I'm doing exactly the same over on this side as well. Yeah, just trying to destroy more parts of the walls so that I can more easily get into the city. You can also see I have got kind of lucky killing some of his men on the wall as well. There's a lot of dead crossbowmen there, which is going to definitely help me out. And I really do love the way in Total War Sieges, as you can see the artillery going off as well. So also I'm going to try and set blaze to some of the city. It's kind of working over there. But I really love the way that in Total War 3 Kingdoms you get these siege camps kind of scattered throughout the map. I'd love more of these siege camps everywhere, you know, just add more of this stuff in custom maps. I really hope modders do that. But it's nice to see at least in the like main battles of 3 Kingdoms having these like the city is under siege. It's kind of really cool to see. And I want more of it for sure. You know, I want watchtowers. I want like a perimeter going around the settlement. The more of that stuff, the better. And I think as well on the higher difficulties, you do get more of that. So, or like on the higher siege escalations, you do get more of that. We're only on siege escalation 1 right now. So the walls are kind of destroyed, but the city isn't in ruins quite yet. So, yeah, that was a pretty explosive start to the battle, and now I'm kind of just a little bit stuck, you know? Like, I've lost a big portion of my army, but obviously I have to try and break through. I'm being bombarded with artillery. Like, you know, things aren't looking too great, but this is going to shift myself into, you know, into the attack. So, I'm going to start pushing up my infantry, who do look great. So, I'm going to start advancing my forces. Going to get closer and closer to the battle line. Spearmen, obviously, in the front line, even though the artillery is still coming in. And ideally, I just want to get these crossbows into range of his main battle line, because I have 6 units of heavy crossbowmen. If I focus all 6 of them units down on stuff, they're going to annihilate it. Unless he goes into like a super defensive formation, which gives him a huge missile block, then I'm going to just demolish them. You know, luckily, you know, as I said, this isn't romance mode, so we can't just pop abilities that give him 100% shield block. Again, I don't want them abilities in the game, but I'd like some abilities on these generals, because it's kind of like, what's the point of bringing half these generals? Also, another pet peeve of mine as well with this is, like, you can't choose what bodyguard unit you get for the generals. So, like, everyone is just on horseback. I really feel like that's a big opportunity they missed. It would have been so awesome if you could have chose, like, sentinels to be on foot leading heavy spear guard, and, you know, maybe strategists go ahead and lead a really elite unit of archers, and just stuff like that. Like, commanders are always on horseback maybe, but it seems like a real big missed opportunity that they did, and they didn't add in more bodyguard units. But again, I guess that's something we're just going to have to wait for mods, unfortunately. But yeah, it really sucks. It would have been very nice to see that added to the game. And it kind of is unfortunate. Again, it kind of makes me feel like Records mode is kind of an afterthought for the game, and it's kind of just in there, but they haven't really done anything to it. You know, I feel like that would have been really nice, but hey, maybe it'll come in a later patch, who knows. So here we go, I'm breaching the walls, and Apollo doesn't actually have anything here to stop me, which is going to allow me into this main district. My other forces are coming up. I've got a unit of these mercenary axe infantry that look very good. But the towers are really hitting me hard, and it's kind of deadly. But I'm going to be able to get decently into the settlement before he does stop me, which is very nice. And as you can see, my crossbows are volleying the ever-living crap out of Apollo's line. His axe infantry are getting decimated by the crossbows. It's kind of disgusting, and I'm also taking care of a lot of his missiles. Yeah, you can see I've already managed to break this unit of crossbows. Now my spearmen are going to be up, ready to hit him hard. Sword infantry have engaged, and this is where the fighting really kicks off in this battle. Both sides are going to be hitting into one another, trying to make as many breaches as possible. But we are playing Records mode, and even in Romance mode, like spear infantry and breaches hold for a long time. So in Records mode, it's going to last for even longer. Apollo also has some of his warriors of the left, these liberals right here, leading the defense against my swordsmen. So yeah, these guys are going to be able to hold pretty effectively. But the nice thing is, like, I've managed to get cavalry through the breaches right now. because Apollo can't defend every single breach. So my cavalry is kind of just running amok in the city. And I think I'm doing the same over here as well. Going to bring Gongsun Zan into the settlement to rear charge some other units. So that's really useful for me, being able to use this to my advantage. And we're going to come in the district right now and try and get a rear charge on Yuan Shu. Try and take down his bodyguard. You know, if we kill the commanders, that will definitely reduce the efficiency of the unit. We also, you can look at this as well. Really cool stuff right here as I try and breach my way through the settlement. Looks really awesome. You know, it is a very nice battlefield. And I've kind of made like my own little indent, right? Like I've broken through a bubble and Apollo has like formed a bubble around here. So my men don't really have anywhere to retreat, but it's a really cool setup. And here we go, I'm going to get a cavalry charge into the side of his warriors of the left. But I think this is one of my... Is this my strategist or is this Zhang Yang? Yeah, this is Zhang Yang. She comes flying in. Yeah, doing some damage into the rear of the warriors of the left. I also brought in more cavalry. And I believe, yeah, Gongsun Zan is about to come in as well. And rear charge into the back of these spearmen. Trying to break... Am I not? Why did I stop that charge? Yeah, here we go. Yeah, there we go. I don't know what I had done there, but... Another huge charge into the back of these spearmen. And that will hopefully break up the defense and allow me just to kind of use this channel a bit more effectively. Over here, we have Su... I always kind of mess up the XU sounds when I'm in my pronunciation. I'm still getting the hang of it. I think it's C. I think it's pronounced C, though. Or maybe it's a J. I can't quite remember. I'm going to just call him Si Chu. I think that's what the XUs are in Chinese, but let me know, Mandarin, I should say. Let me know if I'm correct there or how I'm mispronouncing it, because I am definitely getting a lot better at the pronunciation. It's just taking me a little while to get the full hang of it. It's almost like learning a second language. I joke, it's obviously a lot easier. Just getting pronunciations, but you know, definitely helpful, all the advice you guys have been giving me, so I do really appreciate it. But yeah, as you can see, the defense, the attack is going pretty decently so far. I've made some good breaches. However, Apollo is holding me in place in a lot of these positions. Now his crossbows are just causing me a world of hurt, you know. And I'm kind of not winning this battle. Sun Ren, has just done some crazy damage with heavy shot cavalry. And she's going to repel me right here. And this is huge. These guys routing is catastrophic for me. Because now this cavalry can kind of keep me in bay. It can come out the city and hit my units in the back as they try and break through the breaches. So it's really unfortunate. And I'm not really faring too well. I managed to get up on the wall there and start silencing these heavy crossbowmen, which are good. Over on this left-hand side, I'm still fighting. Oh god, yeah, am I on English subtitles? I don't think I am, right? Can a general speak? I'm not sure if I am on English dubbed or not. I shouldn't be. I'm pretty sure I changed it back, but maybe I didn't. Oh, apologies if I am. I hate playing on the English dub. Even though I don't think it's as bad as people make it out to be. But I much prefer playing on the Mandarin voices of the heroes and stuff. I'll make sure to change that back for the next battle. So Apollo is going to be retreating back his crossbows, and he's going to kind of just be falling back his force now. I'm finally starting to break through, but I mean, just look at this. The battle's been going on for like a solid 10 minutes, and these spearman units are just hitting one another. Neither side really breaking. I brought some spearmen back as well to help out and try and envelop them. I mean, I guess spearmen aren't the best unit to try and break through a spear line, but they definitely do a decent job. I'm also climbing up the walls as well, trying to get my men over there. Crossbows are going in. Into the back as well of these mercenaries. Look at their numbers just drop. That's just annihilation in the back. Oh my god. Yeah, I think I've got the English double, and I apologize. I'll be sure to change that for the next episode. I've also managed to make a little bit of progress right here, breaking these guys, but there's still other axemen in my way, and I need to try and get through here. These crossbows as well are in a perfect position, right? Just literally right underneath the defenses, so they can shoot down, they can shoot across into the other districts. We're in a perfect situation to really hurt my formation. And the axemen are fighting bravely. But my axemen don't really have anywhere to retreat to. I mean, maybe I should have committed a unit up here just to clear this out. Because as you can see, look at the crossbows. They're just annihilating my units who have routed and come back. It's been pretty brutal. As well as that, look how dumb this is. This unit is fighting on the walls, but these guys are still shooting. But there's no way to stop these guys from shooting. So they can basically use their entire ammunition. And I can't, like, overwhelm them because, like, the unit's just slowly killing them, but everyone else is just shooting whilst it's going on. I mean, I guess it makes sense, right? There's no reason for these guys not to shoot. It just seems very strong. But maybe I could have just, because there's no way for me to get, like, here, because I've destroyed the position where you'd run up. So maybe it's the only way to counter that is to get grappling hooks up here and engage them from the front. Even Gong Sun Zan is routing right now. And yeah, this position is still holding. The warriors of the left doing a great amount of damage to my heavy spear guard. Supported with this cavalry as well. With the mercenary cavalry. They're like repelling my spearmen. And even not even like even keeping them. I mean, it's mainly the warriors of the left right now. Who are like a heavy light infantry. Which that doesn't really make sense. But they're kind of like heavily armored. But they're light infantry. So they can kind of get around the battlefield. They don't kind of over-encumbered with like a big weapon or a huge shield. I still am trying to break down these spear guard. I'm still struggling. Like, these have been defending for so long. It's been absolutely brutal. And right now you can see Apollo bringing out Sun Ren. And she's going to be looking for blood right now. Yeah, you can see he's already rear charging me with some more mercenary cavalry. And he's like demolishing this assault. My men are starting to break under the pressure of the crossbows. And this entire assault is breaking before my eyes, and Kong Rong is also getting shot by crossbows as well. Yeah, I don't know what to say. This flank was just so distraught that it basically just got broken up, and the heavy shot cavalry has just dominated this battle. It really has. I think in future, I definitely, when I'm assaulting, I need to keep more of a condensed force. I think it would have been much more effective to attack from like this one line right here, then attack from 3 separate ways, because that way I could protect my forces, I could use all my missiles effectively, and I could break my way through. So in future, I think I will attack from just one side, maybe kind of have a curve attack. But it'll be cool as well when you get like 2v2s and stuff, because then you can have multiple side sieges and stuff. I think right now it's just too easy for the attackers to really dismantle you, like Apollo has absolutely wrecked me so far. More of my cavalry waiting to go in. I think I was just basically looking for my crossbows to soften up the assault so far. Have I finally broken this? I still haven't broken this spear wall. It's kind of crazy. I mean, even in romance mode, the spears hold pretty firm. You're ready to see these warriors of the left get absolutely demolished. No shields obviously make them very vulnerable to missiles. And the crossbows will take them down bit by bit. Yeah, I mean, just look at that number. They're just going down. Nowhere to run, boys. Your time has been taken. But unfortunately, with the rear charges Apollo brings in, my forces are being taken out. And yeah, this entire right assault has basically failed. Besides this one unit of infantry. And again, these guys are still shooting their crossbows. It triggers me so much. The infantry is still shooting me though. Oh, sorry, the crossbows are still shooting me whilst my infantry try and cut them down on the wall. I mean, it obviously makes sense, like, why did they stop shooting? Because some of them are being attacked, but it just seems very strong. Maybe it's just this scenario. I've finally broken down these spear guard right now, which is absolutely huge. And now we just have to quickly break through this one, and then we can pour into the city and start causing some havoc. Banter power is still pretty even. How many men do we have left? I still have 3,000 soldiers, and Apollo has 2,600, so I definitely outnumber him still. But he has that valuable shock cavalry, and I think a lot of my expensive infantry are all dead. Like, a lot of these guys were my axe infantry, the mercenary infantry, trying to break down there. They're all dead. And then we also have the glaive infantry right here, who are very much under half strength. Like, their morale is already pretty low. If we hover over them, we can see. It says they're fresh and eager, but I think a lot more of these guys are, not looking too good. They'll quite easily melt when I push up, especially under tower fire and also the crossbows that he has remaining. So my quality of infantry doesn't look great, but I still have a crossbows of good ammunition, so I'm hoping that will be my saving grace. I'm just trying anything to break these heavy spearmen who refuse to break. As we crumble into them, I'm even throwing cavalry in to try and break up their formation a bit. I am taking them down, but it's costing me time. Time I don't really have right now. I need to get a move on and try and get further into the city, because the problem is, like, once I break through this, I can bring my army in, but then I have to deal with these towers. He's still got all this shot cavalry left remaining. Like, he has a lot of shot cavalry, and these crossbows as well. It's brutal. And I still haven't managed to kill these crossbows. There's still 19 of them left, and now he's going to be bringing up his mercenary infantry to go ahead and hit my my saber militia, who will not stand a chance against these heavily armored boys. So Apollo's going to bring them up and then probably just take care of my sword infantry. And now these crossbows are going to continue to shoot at me. They all put out their swords now. What the hell? They put out their swords now, but beforehand they weren't. So yeah, we have Sensei, my commander, being brought into the city, and the rest of my infantry are finally breaking them. So now I'm going to kind of commit the rest of my army up. I'm going to triple speed it forward and skip this part out because I'm just kind of bringing my army inside the city. But I'll bring it back to when my final assault does get underway. My final assault is now underway. I'm going to be pushing forward the Protectors of the Heavens. But they're going to be extremely vulnerable to the crossbow fire and the towers, which is just unloading their bolts on these guys because they don't have a shield. There's no real way to protect themselves. I tried to push up Yuan Shu first to go ahead and basically absorb some of this ammunition and then bring him back just because he's quite fast and mobile, but he's also taking a lot of damage. I just need to get these guys to the walls as quickly as possible and over, and maybe they'll stand a chance. But you know, already that missile kind of charge that they did, you know, the missiles on top of that cavalry charge at the beginning of a battle is proving dividends. You know, look at the kills these crossbows are getting. My men are just dropping like flies. Over on the other side of the battlefield as well, I'm trying to bring my crossbows into the battle, but Apollo has his crossbows up on this wall right now, and they're just shooting me in the back basically, but I can't stop. That's my problem right now. I can't sit idly by because I need to push on the city center and try and take it out. I'm bringing up my crossbows right now and just focusing down as much of these crossbows as possible, trying to reduce his range so that I can just shoot his infantry. It's unfortunately, though, not going to be going too well. My grappling hooks, I think, are going to be going up any second now. You can see some grappling hooks going up right now, and I'll be climbing the walls any second to try and catch his crossbows off guard. Yeah, right here as well. More grappling hooks going up, and my men will be climbing the defenses. So I can use this to quickly make my way down here and try and assault his positions, break my way into the city. My crossbows are getting some pretty good successful shots off and whittling down his men on the barricade. You guys will see as well, in these battles, the barricades are actually really, really tanky, which is pretty interesting. Like, they hold for a while, so you can really use them to repel the enemy. And I kind of like it. I like the fact that these barricades can keep an enemy at bay for some time. You know, in, I think, Attila, they really melt very quickly, but it's nice to see them actually holding and being a nuisance. So I'm also pushing forward my infantry, but as you can see, my men are exhausted by this point. They are absolutely done for. So they're just going to be fighting so inefficiently, and I didn't want to sit idly by because I didn't want to just, you know, make it really long and, you know, not really attack. So, yeah, I'm just going to continue to push forward. This is where keeping my army in one big blob would have been really efficient, because then I could have attacked one of his positions whilst, you know, other infantry rested. But because I'm attacking from all these different multiple points, you know, it's meaning that he has fresh units and I don't. Even though he doesn't really have a lot left. He has a couple units of infantry and that's about it. He's also going to form this awesome shield wall right now to protect him from incoming missiles. I love the flags at the back. Just that entire line of flag bearers. Looks really, really cool. So as you can see, I've mainly taken a large portion of these walls. He's fallen back behind his lines. I'm going to be charging forward the Protectors of Heaven to get stuck in. But the towers are still racking up so many kills on my infantry. You know, I don't really stand too well. Like, I'm trying to take the towers, but I'm just getting slaughtered by these ones shooting across the map and taking me down. It's kind of brutal. But at least I've managed to kind of get what remains of this glaive infantry into the battle, which is cool. And now that I'm actually in, they'll be doing a good job. Even against spear infantry, they'll be able to start making a dent in this formation and continue on the battle. Rest of my spearmen are up here now, and they're going to be trying to break down this barricade as best as they can.
The gates are ours.
And my crossbows are just flying in whatever they can, trying to take up as many more kills. I've also taken these gates, which is nice. But yeah, the towers are still shooting me. It's kind of crazy that they can shoot the dudes over here. I mean, it's my fault for not bringing them down. But yeah, I'm just going to be throwing in everything I have now to try and make as much dents as possible in this line. Because if I can break down this defensive position and get around the side, you know, through this barricade and come and hit him here, that'd be huge. Unfortunately, though, Sun-Si is going to die to Sun Ren. It looks like she's going to be the leader of the Sun family. Yeah, she has been a real MVP this battle, that's for sure. And these towers, again, are still just doing so much damage. I have been told both of the towers will be nerfed in the release build because they are very strong right now. But then again, I don't think the towers are too strong. If you have fire arrows, the towers do go down fairly quickly. And right now, the pathfinding just failed me here. I was trying to set up my soldiers and tell them to shoot, and they just clumped up. And this is just, you know, because the units are so close together, they're finding it hard to move around. There's just so many bodies everywhere, and obviously they can't go through one another. You know, the units do have an entity, so they're just running into each other, and the pathfinding just absolutely screwed me right here. I'm just a sitting duck, and I'm trying to form up as much as possible, but you know, you can see it's just causing my men are moving very slowly, and Apollo is just seizing this advantage to come in and slaughter me. His crossbows are shooting. I don't quite know how they have that much range, but they do, and the cavalry is going to come round and just smash into this. I'm just like spam clicking right now whilst I was playing this battle, just like move already, and they finally do start to really shift after all that spam clicking. But his heavy shot cavalry is going to come in, and yeah, let's just say it's not looking good for my crossbowmen, even if they are heavy crossbowmen. I'm also still trying to break down this barricade because it's only at 67%. Like, these barricades are tanky. I'm getting smashed by this tower as well as my infantry try and come in. But the attack is not looking good. My glaive infantry, though, are looking pretty good. So imagine if these guys were at full strength at the beginning of the battle, they would have done so much damage to Apollo's battle line. And I think, you know, that original cavalry charge made this battle turn out like it did. You know, it was such an effective way of bringing me down. And again, right now, I'm trying to move my units, but they're just all over the place. The pathfinding is kind of a bit atrocious with this many units, and the large is kind of, oh, maybe it's not atrocious, but it's the way I've set them up as well. Because I've clumped them up so much in the beginning, the pathfinding is really hurt. So it's kind of like half the game, half my fault, I would say. You know, it's kind of like a side effect of it. I've finally broken through these barricades, and I'm going to be charging forward here, trying to hit up his shield wall. There you go, we're going to be kicking off the battle. That shield wall actually looks really cool when we assaulted it. I'm trying to get around the flanks as well so I can attack him from multiple positions. There we go. The infantry coming in as well. But my infantry are just going to straight up rout from the battlefield. Apollo is going to be coming in with all of his cavalry. He's got crossbows shooting me. Like, the battle is just over for me, unfortunately. And yeah, he's going to run me down. So I think, honestly, like, in this battle, that cavalry charge won him the battle from the get-go. The amount of... I mean, just look at them casualties on my super expensive infantry. It was just brutal. And it's my fault. I definitely learned a lesson that leaving them alone just leaves them so vulnerable to Apollo. And even like coming up to the walls, I lost so many more as well. It was just deadly. He definitely outplayed me on that side. And I think in future I'll definitely be attacking in one more more concise than leaving like these separate divisions. Yeah, look at that. 300 kills on Simren. You also have 500 kills on some of this mercenary cavalry. Besides that, no one else really got a crazy amount of kills. Just, you know, her and her cavalry demolished me. So, good plays there by Apollo. And yeah, I mean, some of these guys got over 70 kills. Considering their starting situation, I'm happy with that. And besides that, my crossbows did good. And Gongsun Zhang got almost 200 kills as well, which is quite nice. So, hopefully you guys enjoyed this battle. If you did, be sure to drop a like and a comment down below. And I'll see you guys in the next one.